Man, it's a hot one.
A hot horse.
It's not actually that warm out. It has been recently, but it's warm enough that it's uncomfortable.
It's warm enough that my partner forced the issue and bought an AC unit that we hooked up yesterday. So now it's no longer hot for me, and that's all that I care about.
Welcome, everybody, to Can't Draw Horses Club.
Welcome, welcome.
I, every time I'm about to open my mouth, my brain is just like, rhythm is a dancer.
Yeah, yeah. Did you know that rhythm is a dancer?
It's a soul's companion.
Yeah. And it's very relevant to today's topic, which I believe one Coriander Dickinson has a presentation for us.
Why, yes, Matt. Thank you.
Mhm.
Everyone say hello to Matt, our guest for today's program. And by
I'm
program,
me-
I mean normal club.
yeah, I'm mediocre at art, but that's mainly because I haven't practiced.
We're
So
all
let's practice.
We're all here in a club together. I hope all of you have paid your membership fees. No, I haven't seen Centaur World, but it's perfect and beautiful.
Mhm. Oh,
Anyways, yes. I have prepared an introductory slideshow for today's topic, which is movement. It is generally thought to be more pleasing to the viewer if the image encourages the eye to move around the image rather than immediately fixating on a single place or no place in particular. Artists will often strive to avoid creating, close one there, to avoid creating compositions that feel static or flat by incorporating movement into the image. It's like, this. Whoa, Action Comics, what's happening down here? Kablam! Oh, is that Superman? We're looking at his shorts, and then my favorite man in the world is the man in the lower left of the Action Comics #1 cover. Because he's just, he's having a day.
he's very relatable.
So, we're talking about eye movement, and that's really hard to Google at all.
It is, yeah.
It's really, really hard to Google it all because the word is used for a lot of things. Um, yes, eye movement. And in futurism, which is a whole thingy, I should have really inserted an image here of like what buildings it's usually like you see it as an architectural style,
Yeah, the
like
the
steel and
iconic
glass.
the iconic New York skyline, like buildings that were older than 50, 60 years old, basically, right?
Kind of. There's a lot of modernist stuff and a lot of brutalist stuff there. So not quite all of that, but
Oh, wait, relating to Superman, would it be a lot of the architecture in not
Metropolis?
Gotham, Metropolis?
Yes.
There we are.
Again, it's a lot of the glass and steel. But anyways, this style is about trying to capture the essence of speed and movement and the changing progress of the times. And so like it's about the time that I guess actual movies were coming out, like they were actually getting animated moving pictures, but at the same time they were trying to capture movement on pictures. So one of the ways that you can move the eye around the scene is to actually portray movement.
And a really good dog.
Is a really good dog. You could also use rhythm, which is
A dancer.
a dancer. Damn it. There are 4 flavors of rhythm: random, regular, alternating, flowing, progressive. I'm not going to get into them, but random is the lack of rhythm. There's no rhythm. It's like how every set involves the null set. Like,
It's there. We don't need to talk about it.
yeah. So it's
It's
like,
the baseline.
maybe I should back up. Movement is a compositional thing. So in any and all visual medium and other things that are not visual, like music, it matters. It is there. Even if your thing is moving, movement still factors in. Anyways, repetition's another thing. It's
You go
repeated
from
elements.
you go from one wolf to the next wolf to the next wolf, and that's the movement of this piece. The eye moves from each awu to the next awu.
And then the moon.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 3 wolves and the moon.
the amuwoon.
Patterns. Brains love patterns. Therefore, I'm not going to show you any because then we'd be stuck here forever. Just mired in patterns. Everyone knows what patterns are. I don't need to show you. Juxtaposition. You put things together that are different in order to emphasize the difference or to call attention to the difference. But at the same time, if there's 2 different things, your brain's going to be like, oh, look at the big thing. Look at the small thing. Or, look at the dark thing. Look at the light thing. Or, like, look at all these red things. Look
I
at all
love
the
red
red things. They're just red and in a world of white. A lot of these buildings are futurist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite a lot of them. Um, you can also, like, just use lines and edges. Eyeball likes to follow lines. This is a piece called Arrogance by Paul Klee. And I
I
got
thought it was a personal piece by you.
called Haters Gonna Hate. No, I really, homework for everyone is to look at the works of Paul Klee, because his stick figures will give you life. It's like, put me in the MoMA.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I will. Look at down in the lower left, just a little dog, like.
It's a good dog. The movement is all about good dogs.
So yeah, I got sidetracked looking at a lot of Paul Klee stuff and reading some of his notebooks, which are translated and released as like The Thinking Eye was the one that I was looking at, and it's a lot of like spatial stuff and color theory and like trying to draw the inside and outside of things at the same time. That is all.
Four-dimensional art.
Anyways, so for movement, I've got this list of things we can try, and I will explain them all as we get to them. And by we, I mean me, because I think Matt has his own plans.
Yeah.
That's it. We're back to the booth now. Thank you, one and all. I was here.
You made a really great presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Every time I come on here, I suggest a topic that turns out to be a lot more complicated and hard to look up than unknown
Yeah,
color.
a little bit.
Yeah.
At least color is Googleable. Like
Yeah.
color theory, you like look for movement in art, or art theory, composition, movement, or design layout, movement, and it's just like speed lines.
Yeah. Art movement. Do you mean Dadaism?
Right?
Futurism?
And then there's like just a whole art
Impressionism.
movement about movement.
Yeah. Oh. You're welcome, Corey, is what I'm saying.
And also, since again, it's such a basic thing that you're gonna wrestle with it for your whole life.
It is very intuitive and very much compositional, which means that not any one part of the image solves the problem of movement, because it can't. It's all of the pieces together. which makes it very aggressively annoying to master as an artist.
Yeah. But the basic thing is that you want people to be looking at the thing that you want them to look at and not so much at the things that you don't want them to look at. And that's it.
That's all art, really.
Yeah. Right? Right? I'm gonna start doing my warm-ups. What
Yeah.
were you thinking of doing? I'll make you big. You can do your thing and introduce what you're doing.
Well, you did mention on your list of things to do, and you're doing warm-ups. I can do some warm-ups too. One of them was a Sierpinski's triangle, I believe.
Yeah, I was coloring in the Sierpinski's triangle. You know how to
Which
make one?
You can never fully color one in because it's, fractal. It
Yes.
absorbs all chroma.
Well, it depends on how small you go, right?
Well, because it's fractal, it's infinitely small, right?
But also infinitely big.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the picture frames is crooked. Oh no.
Unforgivable.
Yep. Guess I'll just have to leave it that way.
Yeah. Oh. No. No. If I leave the pressure down on a spot for too long, I think it tries to undo the last thing I did automatically.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have a tablet then?
I'm working on a tablet, yeah.
Oh. I always assumed that you were using paint with a mouse.
Um, I think I have in the past done that, but for years I've had this Monoprice tablet
Right.
that I ordered off the internet, like literally back when I lived in Kamloops. Like I've had it for a long time.
It's me, the Olympics. Sorry. It's not the Olympics. Never draw the Olympics or they will come for you.
Yeah,
The IOC takes no prisoners.
except their, except all of their athletes.
Mm.
So already you can see I'm implying movement because I have two orange things. So your eye moves between the two orange things. And that means that this artwork is better than it was without the orange things.
See, you get it. You totally understand what the assignment is there.
Yeah. I also
But I
forgot.
think you don't understand how to draw Sierpinski's triangle. I've got the sneaking suspicion.
I can only go so small. Okay.
Well, that's not the problem. You've got some extra lines. I'm just it's your job to figure out which lines don't need to be there.
This one. I think this still works, doesn't it? It's a triangle made of triangles. Made of
Yeah.
triangles. Made of
Yeah.
triangles.
Yeah. It's definitely a fractal. The fractal is the number one. Infinitely divisible.
But like on the topic of difficult topics to actually succinctly cover on this show,
Yep.
I am still holding the sword of Damocles over your head of appeal.
I
As a
have no
concept.
idea how we're gonna.
Yeah,
How do I make something with appeal? I have no idea.
you draw a
That's-
banana.
Would that it were so simple. Boop. Meow. Boop. There. I've drawn a banana, so now we don't have to do that.
For now. My artistic hunger is sated for the moment.
Mm. Also, I gotta say, I'm actually getting better over time. Club is working.
Applying the club is improving your morale.
Yep. Is this the fabled banana before work? No, making the banana was the work. So now I
Yeah.
get to enjoy the banana. If you want the banana, first you have to create the banana. You have to create the opportunity for a banana.
And as we all know, there is an opportunity cost in creating a banana.
Exactly. You always got to like evaluate your risk versus reward. Like you don't want your return on your investment to be low if you can make it high.
Yeah, you want a high Republic of Ireland. You want low risk. What's that acronym? It's like threats, opportunities, risks.
I actually don't know. Maybe we should ask Business Beach.
Business speed. Strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities, I think. SWOT? Or something?
SWOT sounds right.
Yeah. It's a product management tool, basically. So what is the SWOT on the banana?
Like a 5, my dude.
Oh, yeah. It has potential. It has potential. There is growth potential in that banana. So now I've done a triangle, in a triangle, in a triangle, in a triangle,
Yep,
and I've created movement.
you have.
Infinitely recursive movement.
I have made some tops, some wobbly tops, some non-gyroscopic tops.
That has good movement because the outline basically creates a tangent in itself. Although now you've ruined it by adding something outside of the
I did.
tangent. Have you covered tangents on
No, but I would love to because I hate them so much.
You hate going off on tangents?
Oh my goodness. I see a tangent and it just, the blood mist descends.
A
Yeah.
tangent is kind of inherently an aspect of movement in a piece as well, in a way.
In a way.
Because it's different things interacting with each other. It's another compositional facet.
Intersection.
Yeah. An implied intersection is a tangent. Or an implied continuity is a tangent.
Yeah. So I spend like half of my editing work is just trying to eliminate tangents.
Like video editing?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if I've been doing it wrong, but I haven't been thinking about tangents at all in anything I've been editing.
Matt,
I hope you enjoyed the fruit badminton we did.
with tangents such as Wheeler standing directly behind a pole.
Yeah, that wasn't great, I'm going to say.
It's just right there in the middle of frame, Matt.
Yeah.
I was in hell.
Yeah. I was more worried about, I guess, the movement between cuts, keeping on topic instead of going off on a tangent. That's part of the strategy of editing, is that you have to remember to have cuts smoothly transition between each other to the point where you don't notice the friction between them.
Unless you want juxtaposition, which
Yeah.
is where you would like insert freeze frames or do like an extreme jump in
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
Just part of your storytelling toolbox.
Yeah. Movement and tangents.
And tangent. You.
That was a bit messy.
Oh no. Are you making a mess?
Well, I've made a Dorito pile.
Were you deliberately picking Dorito colors?
No.
You know what might be fun? So now that you've got all these bright colors, is adding either like some desaturated colors or darker shades or tones. Angel! Angel, what's the word for darker colors?
Cool colors.
No, we're not doing hot and cold.
We're not playing that playground game.
Yes. Tones. That's I think shades. Ah, yeah, thank you, Angel.
Chroma.
So yeah, just you want to add a little bit of variety, right? Because you got a lot of bright crap. Shades are lower value. Yes, learning.
That pastel life.
I'm just like, if you made one of those triangles completely black, it would just be like wham. Now I'm looking at that.
Yeah, that would be heavy compositional juxtaposition. Although now I kind of have the same effect without using up all my black paint.
It's like how the black crayon or pencil crayon is always the first to go.
Yes, I remember living that life.
Or you would just eat the black one.
I was never a Play-Doh eater. I was never a crayon eater. I had
Never tasted the forbidden fruits.
Yeah, I had one classmate that ate the liquid glue you could get fairly regularly.
The liquid glue, the white one?
No, the liquid. It looked like syrup.
Paste?
It looked like maple
Wait,
syrup.
there's a clear liquid adhesive with like the brush that you pull out of like the gooey bottle.
I think. But it was like a soft, it almost kind of looked like a pencil eraser brush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, the liquid is clear and thick.
Well, yeah, like clear and thick, it looked like maple syrup.
Yeah. Whereas like wood glue is like a slightly yellowish white, thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, liquid cement is what we're talking about.
I mean, I'm talking about glue that you could get in the school supply section of the store, alongside the tubes of Elmer glue.
Yeah, I was a sucker for the blue with the sparkles in it.
Whenever I saw that, I admired and envied
Yeah.
that person.
I would just spend a lot of time painting it onto my fingertips and peeling it off.
That is the introduction to doing the same thing with the hot glue gun.
I never got into that.
Yeah.
I liked making blobs of hot glue and then peeling them off of like hard surfaces.
I think the coworker, the co-student, the colleague of mine in school that ate the maple syrup glue, also chewed on and ate dried hot glue globs. Because of course you do.
It's got like a rubbery texture. Like
Yeah.
There's a bit of give.
Yeah.
It's blue tack in Australia only thing. No, we call it sticky tack. Or ticky tack. And it also comes in gray. So it won't stain your walls as much when you put all your posters up. Oh, it's orange. Orange, blue, and gray, I remember being the colors it's available in. White tack if it's white. Does it come in white? I guess.
It's probably easiest to make it white.
Yeah. It's very satisfying to rip off a piece. It would come in packaged like bubble gum, not bubble gum,
Yeah,
like
like
Trident. Like
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So for tweens, what I wanted to do was actually like motion betweens, right? So like you go from one end, oh god, to the other side, and then the interval between those.
It took
You
until
fill.
now for me to understand what you meant. I thought you were literally going to be drawing a child in scene get up or emo get up. You meant
were the
in
one
between.
who brought up, are they emo or scene? And I was like, well, I don't know if that applies to this. Also, are they, like, being a tween is like a point of pride, even though it's the most awkward stage of life. Because you're no longer a child.
You're full of pride at that moment. Although looking back, generally it feels like hubris instead of pride. Because you haven't yet learned the fear of God and society at that point.
Okay.
And that's where the confidence comes from. And then you go to middle school and then you understand the cruelty of humanity. Both because other people do it to you, and also you can't help but do it to other people, because no one at that point in their life knows how to be
Ian, can you
great
fix
to people.
Picture?
Sorry?
Fix.
This?
Yeah.
Sure.
Crooked.
Panic?
Panic.
What's wrong with this?
Crooked. Sorry. My assistant has adjusted the picture frame that was slightly crooked. That is a print of a Panic software thing called Truck Guys Transit Transformers. It is a piece of software that Panic's got for the Mac, and they did a bunch of commissions for things for their software. The end. Ian has them because Ian loves Panic. Panic is the people making the Playdate.
Okay.
And they also published, I think, Goose Game.
That tracks. That tracks. Same kind of energy.
But like, what if I didn't quite make the shapes? Yeah. Experiment time. Just drawing one side of the thing.
Only one side.
Yeah. Because you can still tell that it's kind of a circle.
Yeah. Well, you're basically doing smear frames in animation. Kind of.
A little bit.
It's like the frames that people screen cap and go, wow, this art is so wacky.
Yeah, there are smears in tweens, but that's not always what's going on. I mean, there can be smears in your keyframes, too. Hey, Tabletop Arcade! Welcome, Raiders!
Woo!
So I'm going to be experimenting with getting a ball from one side to the other side and looking at how that affects my eyeball and whether or not I actually follow the line of movement or not. What are you doing, Matt?
I'm building a demon because, yeah, I'm building it from the ground up.
Yeah, okay.
First, you must wireframe the demon, and then you must put all the paper mache over top of the wireframe. Because one thing I found fascinating is, well, one thing I found was the particular charm of a thing that I interacted with, a cultural artifact. Final Fantasy VI has the original has some very good sprite artwork.
3 in the US.
3 in the US. It has the Moogle that does the dances.
Oh,
And
fails every time.
yeah. Well, you're trying to make him dance on a place that doesn't match the terrain that you're on. But some of the enemy sprite work, because the enemies can have like full size, non-chibi sprite work like the characters have. They have very dynamic posing. And a lot of them are demons, which is why I'm just going to like look at them for reference and then do a demon of some sort, maybe.
Just do a demon,
Do a demon.
Casual.
Yeah. But they had very good movement, I found. So even though the game didn't have animations for the characters, they were all just stock sprites.
Yeah, they would move them around the screen, but the sprites themselves would not change.
Yeah. They would jiggle. They would jiggle around the sprites and do stuff with like magic spells that animated, but yeah, the sprites themselves lent a lot of the movement to that jiggling around that you bought into it. It didn't seem hokey, I guess, nearly as much as it could. Like a good example is the Veil Dancer enemy, which is a woman that I'm kind of taking some of this pose from. But she's like has her arms kind of encircling her head,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just kind of like on point on her one foot with the leg up, and then she has like billowing fabric around here, and it has a lot of dynamic motion in the sprite work. It makes your eye not stagnate at any particular point in her composition, except maybe her like black mage little yellow eyes, because creepy.
Right.
But the game didn't have to have that kind of motion in the artwork, but it did, and it really elevated the artwork itself.
Okay.
So as an aspiring artist, one might look at it as a good case study for good motion in a small frame, because these sprites were not large images. They were fairly compact.
Right.
Thank you for quoting me on building a demon.
Oh, my chat paused. There we go. Yes.
But like Final Fantasy VI, 3 in the US, was the first game with cactars in it. And cactars had fairly good motion, even though they were such a simple frame, because it's just very dynamic. Everything was diagonal, which implies motion and a dynamism to it. That's one aspect of movement that goes into architecture as well. Banks specifically are built to have strictly horizontal and vertical lines in their structures. For example, Roman columns, if they're feeling fancy and putting up marble and all that stuff as a bank. They do that to imply stability, so that the building seems unassailable. Because you don't want robbers to think that your bank looks like a very dynamic, very easy to break into building.
But you want your customers to think that it's very secure as well.
Reliable. And that's how you build motion into architecture.
But there's also like repetition of form and things like that, so that like you look up the building or
Well, like with the columns, you don't just have one column. You have
gotta have like 5.
Well, an odd number makes it off balance. So you put an even number, which I was told early in university when I took a couple art classes that even numbers of things don't really happen as often in nature. Usually it's like 3s, 5s. Yep. This is more with plants. But like
bees have 5 eyes. Yeah.
I should say more organic structures, less so like one body. It's like there are 3 rats in a family or something. I don't know. More like 7, more like 9 or whatever. But an even number of columns makes it very easily mirrorable. And the mirroring adds a structure to it, and all the columns adds rhythm to it, which is the motion in the composition of the architecture of the bank. Yes, TXC2. There's always an odd number of rats in the Rat King. But an even number of tellers in the Rat King's bank.
Now, I think you could do a Rat King with 2 rats. Not that I want to.
I think that's just a loving couple that you're describing.
Just 2 rats trapped together for eternity. Aw, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, they're married. And they're in love.
Just find you someone that you can surgically attach yourself to.
That's what marriage is about, right?
Yep. Yes. Yes. It's all coming together.
Yeah, you're doing the sickos, yes. So
I am.
I assume that something good's happening.
So, Corey's only want one thing. Ugh. Just if I, yeah, go up. Nope, nope. This one can go up. Look at. I did 2 tweens. Doing.
And it's interesting because the middle one, the blue to pink, the motion is implied to go to the right.
Yeah.
Because that's where the hotter color is. That's where the brighter color is. That's kind of where it clumps together. Right. The bottom one, the motion is implied to go to the right. Because that's where the brighter, hotter color is.
What I did on the middle one was just move the hue. And on the bottom one, I also moved on my saturation towards white. Kind of went up on an angle on my color thing. Like, I didn't change the hue at all, but I changed the brightness.
Same hue as it ever was.
Same as it ever was. So, like, I like tweens because of video games and animation. So there's things like easing out. So you travel at a consistent rate, and then when you go to stop, you don't want to just stop necessarily. It's very abrupt. You want to like slow down a bit, like
Yeah.
soft braking. Like you're not just jamming on the brakes. You're just like
You're doing a
applying
rolling
some pressure. Yeah. And then there's like easing in. So you don't just 0 to 100. You gotta like go through 10, 20, 30 first. And then you can kind of combine the two. So there's like easing in, easing out, other things. But it just kind of determines how many frames or I guess the tempo, the rhythm
Yeah.
of your piece.
Because rhythm is a dancer.
So rhythm's a dancer. Yeah. I deliberately did not pick Degas for this, even though I saw a lot of
Degas.
saw a lot of Degas ballerinas
Yeah.
in this thing. They're like, look at the dancers, and I'm like, ah. Now, if it was instead Degas' 70 or so horse statues that were cast in bronze posthumously, then I would be there for that. I want to
That's
see
the content you're
all
here
of
for.
Degas' tiny horses.
Just increasing in size over time.
Was it Degas? Oh no. I've forgotten who did what art.
Well, there's so much. There's so much.
So many, and it's just, my brain can only acquire information through relationships. So sorry if someone else made 70 or so tiny horse statues that were meant to degrade. They were clay or wax, and then
Mm. Are you apologizing to them because you're going to steal their shtick?
maybe. Like, it honestly just makes me think of Lisa Hannah Walt's finger statues that she worked on.
Fingers, you say?
Yeah, fingers. She took some time off for burnout and started making these clay sculptures of fingers. Just kind of for herself.
As you do.
And it's great. It was just making something for its own sake. It's not supposed to be like a commercial piece.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting color down.
Oh, I'm just watching it because you're doing stuff, not while I'm talking. And Eric the Orange, the posthumously thing that you're thinking of is called Bodyworks, where they took dead horse and then preserved it.
Splayed it out for all to
Waxy.
see.
No,
Yeah.
they stuck a human rider on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know Bodyworks, right?
There are a couple of the human riders there too. Yeah.
There's a lot of humans, but then there's also a horse.
Just one.
If you want to see a horse with no skin.
Oh.
I don't.
He rode into town on a horse with no skin.
That's when I knew he was trouble.
Yeah.
I see them every night in my nightmares. Yeah. Gonna make a folder for tweens. Naming all my layers is for chumps.
You have layers?
Layers and layers. Like an onion.
I'm not using a sprite. There's no onion function here.
No, you're just making a demon. Have you established your line of action?
The line of action is just kind of the motion of the limbs,
You know,
I think, is what I'm working towards.
you're gonna have to learn how to push your poses at some point.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to learn how to not draw directly on the edge of my tablet.
Directly on the edge.
Yeah.
Just
My
like
hand-
you got that whole space and you're just like, I only need the edge.
I'm working on the left side of the screen for some dumb reason, like the extreme left side. I'm gonna move the window. I'm
All
gonna
right.
flip these.
I'll just go back to wait, where's my mouse? Oh god. I was holding my pen too close to my tablet, and so it took over my mouse.
Uh-oh. And
Ooh.
Jack goes over there.
And Dorian Loki would be perfect. If Loki was a Star Trek, he would be an Andorian. And not at all a Q. I know what you're all thinking. Loki would be a Q, but that's not true.
Is Q the species name?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna redo that line.
I love your little leggies coming down the bottom here.
Little leggies. Little leggies. How dump truck do I want these leggies to attach to?
Is that even a question?
Yeah. This is gonna be a formless blue mass until I put clothes on it.
That That's when you can add the cakes.
Yeah. Yeah, just reaching up towards a pastry. That is the goal of this demon.
A shiny baguette.
Oh, you think baguette?
Oh, I was thinking croissant, but oh, a dough crown.
Well, these are like croissants, but they're more portable, right?
More portable.
Yeah. Oh, what? Great.
It heard you talking, and now it's like, I give up.
There we are. Okay. Bit lighter. Bit butterier. There. Okay. My croissant.
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 One of the few episodes of The French Chef that I watched. Like the televised Julia Child
Yep.
cooking show. One of the few ones I watched, because they're just on YouTube, was the croissant one. And she was describing how many bars of butter you fold into this and how many days you leave it chilling. Not worth it. Not worth it.
Croissants are a butter delivery vehicle, and I don't know if anyone ever told you that. It's just the pastry is just there to separate the butter.
Yeah. Gotta give the demon highlights. Maybe not that one. Oh,
Oh God.
you saw my references. I had to specifically save an image of a cactar to remember what a cactar looked like. Yeah.
Cactar is like new layer. And now Corey shall draw a cactar from memory.
A Sierpinski cactar.
Boop doop 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 boop. Doop 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 boop boop.
What are you drawing?
A cactar from memory.
Oh, that's a menacing cactar.
1,000 needles.
I did not know how unsettling it would be for a cactar's legs to be splayed open like that, directly facing the camera.
Right? It's a powerful stance.
This is a cactar that is approaching you and will be applying the needles to you directly.
I tried to give it like guns.
Guns.
Yeah.
A needle gun.
Get in there with. Yeah. Just a buff cactar.
Yeah. So vascular.
I'm not drawing veins on this cactar.
They don't have veins, they just have ribs.
Now I'm just imagining a cactar skeleton. Like, I grew up with rain sticks. I know what happens when you desiccate a cactus. It's not necessarily what you would find in like a Spirit Halloween store where they sold a cactus skeleton.
Yeah. Oh god.
There. Now it's going that way and not directly at you.
Great. That just reminds me of the photo. Like, I think it's an old photo of like John Lennon or someone that's just doing a goofy walk towards the camera with some people in the background, but he's just like wide stance, wide stride. I don't know. You'd have to see the image to be like, yes, that is exactly what this is evoking. It's like the Department of Silly Walks kind of thing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you tried to enter a subway train car and there was just some dude sitting there occupying 3 seats with his knees, just like,
Only his knees, nothing else.
only his knees. The one where his leg is 8 times the size of his body force perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about like the Ghostbusters intro walk, where they're like doing the big step.
The big step.
The big step. Which is kind of like the hater's gonna hate walk, but coming at you.
Yeah.
Just like you get your man's and he's standing over here, but also just like
Oh, yeah.
maybe this foot should also have a there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Imply the feet, don't draw the feet, because people are not paying to see the feet right now.
I thought everyone was up on their memberships.
Is that what the membership's for? To see the feet?
It's our OnlyFans.
Yeah. Now, see, with that image there, with the foreshortening,
Yeah.
very good motion, very good movement. Foreshortening basically is just a application of movement in an image.
It certainly is.
At least for things that are living entities that are being foreshortened instead of like a building.
You wouldn't foreshorten a building.
Only if you're a bank. What the heck am I doing to this poor demon boy?
I don't belong here. Oh, I'm just gonna take this man's and try to add some Paul Klee flavor.
Paul Klee?
Paul Klee. Klee.
Oh. What kind of flavor is that? Is it spicy? Is it umami?
It's kind of its own thing. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Gonna need to add some like blending brushes or things. Got like a textured brush going on, but it's not quite.
It's not the texture you want.
No. It's not quite gonna layer the same way brush strokes will. Just do that. Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely is a bit better now that I've moved the window so that I'm not just drawing on the edge of my tablet.
Right?
You're basically drawing an aura there.
Yep.
Honestly, if you want to mess around and play around and experiment with movement in a picture, just draw a figure of some sort, probably a person, maybe a plant or something, and then just draw the implied aura around it. And you're basically drawing the movement. You're taking the implication and putting it down on the page. Because like right now you have the movement of the back leg. It's very grounded in the back. It's anchored. So you have the darker color, the kind of square or rectangle around it. Although now you've changed it a bit.
A little bit. I might go back to that. I just, I was
You're
I was
messing
feeling
around.
like it was calling too much attention. So I'm trying to like work on the saturation of my colors so that I get popping a little bit more near the stuff I want to focus on, but also you can it's like the kind of Vincent van Gogh, the contours of your brush strokes and the
Yeah.
space between them
The
also
texture almost.
also give you movement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an added tool and aspect to it is texture can give a lot of movement as well when you're like working in plaster, for example, or like just applying tons of paint and using like scrapers. You can have the same color on your screen, on your canvas. Blanked on the word canvas for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have a ridge of that pigment, even if it's the same pigment, and the ridge implies movement the way it goes. And it adds a shadow to it because this is a physical canvas. This is physical pigment you're applying to the canvas. And the ridge is raised off of the canvas, so light interacts with it. And that can imply movement on its own.
Ba-doop-ba-doop. Yeah. Yes, this is all good.
Come on, lean into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, wrong layer.
Uh-oh.
Which layer is which now? Oh, right. Right. Gotcha. Figured it out.
You know what you're up to.
I know what I did. I'll just have to be more careful now. It's fine. It's fine. Hmm. Eh.
It's very liberating to approach this with the ethos of messing around and finding out.
Oh yeah, that's the whole reason for the season.
Yeah. The reason for the streams and
Just yeah, we're streaming for some reason.
so have you gotten that song out of your head yet?
Yeah, I was thinking of a different song until you mentioned that, and now
I mean,
I've
share with the class,
I've
right?
forgotten what song I was humming in my head while I was doing this, because it gotta have that constant soundtrack going, or else.
Oh yeah. You gotta.
Gotta. Maybe it was still Creep, because you said a line that was very similar to a line in Creep. Maybe I was listening to Radiohead. Ooh, Everything in its right place. I think that was the song.
Oh yeah.
Woke up sucking on a lemon.
And because I brought up auras for some reason, little queer boy that I am, just Aura by Lady Gaga jumped in my mind.
I don't know
Haven't
that one.
listened to it.
How does that one go?
She says Aura a lot. It's off of God, which one was it off of? Haven't listened to it in a long while. Art Pop. The album about art.
Gonna have to move the lines on my triangle onto my lines layer. Just because I totally mucked that up. Meow.
You mucked it up?
I did.
You're participating in a mukbang without me?
Soon. Actually, I should take a break.
Yes, it has been an hour.
It has been an hour. So we will be back after these messages. Please stand by. We're back at it again. I every time. Vine has infected my brain permanently.
Did you crisp your cream?
I did like a full layout in the Krispy Kreme.
A lot of motion, a lot of movement.
Got several twists. I just read a gymnastics manga, so now I'm a pro at gymnastics. I even understand how the scoring system works now.
Is it do you have such strong opinions on it now that you feel from gymnastics that you see that some people really stole the show away from other people, perhaps? Like you have the one person you're gunning for and then they don't get it and you're like, oh, you should have gotten it.
No,
Are you like that
No.
invested now? No.
I just have a greater appreciation for everyone and all of the effort that goes into competing at a high level.
That's really an empty platitude, but I appreciate it.
Everyone gave it 110% out there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Corey. This is Matt. We are
Woo!
doing movement.
We are moving our styluses.
I just learned that August is art month on Twitch because it starts with the letter A. I guess.
Valid, I guess.
I just assume it's because it starts with the letter A, and I was gonna be like, it's the only month that does. But it's not.
Just Twitter meme, I guess. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm
That dynamism inherent in this image.
playing with colors and
Yeah.
strokes and texture in order to get something that makes me happy. And Matt is making a demon who
With croissant.
he's dropped his croissants.
Or threw them up and trying to catch them again. Something. I don't know. I'm painting over thing. I'm not drawing an underskeleton, really. I just implied one.
It implied an underskeleton
Yeah. And
instead
then
of an overskeleton.
yeah. Like the
The
spiders.
spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all
Yeah.
comes back to skeletons.
Yeah. So that's why, for example, the feet look like this, although I'm also just glossing over the feet because you have to pay the good money for me to draw the good feet. Same with the hands. Unless you pay an artist to draw the hands well, they won't because they hate it. But yeah, Croissant, Demon, has a little peeky hidey hole out the side of the pants to, intrigue.
Oh, I thought those were just really large pockets.
I mean, they are very large pockets into the pant legs because the bottom is cinched and that's where all the loose change accumulates.
I hate that. It's like when you get a hole in your jacket liner or something and the pocket just goes in there and then you're like running around in your windbreaker and you got like 4 quarters just in the small of your back.
Okay, imagine these pants, but they look more like real pants. What I have here is the inner lining of the pants, and the outer lining was like some sort of cotton blend gray thing. It's like a jacket. It has a outer shell and then an inner softer shell kind of thing. I had a pair of pants like that, and they had not a hole this big, but they had a hole in the pocket, and I put change in that pocket, and I ended up with quarters rattling around down at my ankle that I had to work them out. I no longer have these pants because they're
A mistake.
they looked atrocious at the time, but that was before I learned how to dress myself, even vaguely, in a flattering way. So yet another middle school mistake. Coriander.
Hello.
I have a very important decision I need your input for.
Are you talking about fleshy wings versus feather wings?
Well, I was thinking what color of the wing, but also that.
Don't you want just like flowing streamer fabric or something like that?
Well, we are both streamers. We know our flowy fabric. So I could do that, yeah. And then imply the wings through the motion of the fabric.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it's the fabric looks like wings, but it's not wings, but your demon can obviously fly.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say orange is an okay color for that, since we
Yeah.
have orange elsewhere?
Very consistent, yeah.
That's what we're about here, is consistency.
Definitely consistency. All right. I need more brown.
How are you feeling about your piece?
I'm really enjoying this. I'm just playing.
Honestly, that's what makes this enjoyable, is just playing. Like, as I said, I'm not painting an underskeleton. The overskeleton on this demon boy's thorax is all I really need. Because this demon is like the Walmart spooky spider statuette,
Right?
in that he has an overskeleton.
Yes.
But like, I'm not messing around with doing an under one. I'm not messing around with proportions too much. Although if I did more of that, like you are doing with your funky little creature,
Just a man stepping out.
it's just a guy being a dude, you know?
Yeah.
That got away from me.
It's definitely hard because, like, you can't be too regular or irregular.
Well, part of motion can be regularity. You mentioned patterns, and you specifically mentioned that you're not going to give anyone patterns because you don't give away the goods, right?
Right. It's just like
Um,
feet. Like, you got to keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
It's also that, like, some stuff should be sharp and some stuff should be soft.
Yeah.
I guess I want to somewhat imply a horizon.
I mean, with my piece, I'm doing the thing that I always do, I find, which is a bit frustrating for me, of just kind of stumbling into having it be a bit too grounded, a bit too in the flesh plane, a bit too material rather than immaterial. This is a demon boy. I could just go. I could go crazy. I could go wild with him. You know.
Right?
I'm not really. Not going that wild. I'm just making him blue. I'm giving him orange clothes. It's kind of getting lost in the details, right?
Right.
Instead of zooming out and really like going for it, like you did with your funky boy. But then, you know, I can have fun with it by adding some croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah. I remember Cameron actually mentioning a little anecdote about going to a cafe to, I think, order spanakopita or spanakopita or whatever.
Yep. And getting
And-
corrected on the pronunciation.
Getting nagged about it, really.
Yep. And using the changed pronunciation the next time he went to order and then getting corrected again.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just you can't win against Spanakopita.
yeah. That's the energy I bring towards pronouncing croissant.
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 Just gotta
Or-
find your inner Julia Child.
Yeah. Just channel my Americanism and go crescent. We're gonna have some crescents.
At the center.
Yeah.
To the theater.
I mean, to be fair, at least West Coast Canadian, we do lean on our R's. Compared to Australian, for example, I had a boss, a manager that was Australian. And the place I worked at was on Shelburne Street.
Oh, Shelbourne?
We say Shelbourne. We kind of lean on the R a bit there. He said Shelburne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like Melbourne.
yeah. And then when we made fun of him for it a little bit, like slightly, not really, he was like, okay, I'll do it your way. We are on Shelbourne Street.
Yep. No, we do a lot of stuff with Canadian English that's a little weird. Like, sounds become and then there's Canadian raising, which I think is about the same thing as the becomes because it's like the U in letters with like OU combinations. It's like an AU, which is why people think we say about when we're saying about. But it's because when we finish the word, we're like before the T. We are saying oo. It's like about.
About.
And then
About.
people who aren't Canadian here, just the oo. Which is not correct.
Yeah. All those Americans thinking we just go woo.
Yep. Just thinking we do a woo. It's not the case.
It's
And that's why
nothing
we
up
look
this
at y'all like you're weirdos when you say we do it.
Yeah. But then you go to Manitoba and it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget about the East Coast accent stuff.
I've never firsthand experienced Newfoundland.
Oh, there's tons in Alberta working in the oil fields, so I run into them a lot.
I could see that, yeah. Because like a lot of Newfoundland is not really much of anything in terms of industry development and all of that. So
Right.
they have to go elsewhere for that. I don't like how this is. Undo that. Okay. Now, part of my problem is I don't have layers. So I have to
Well-
draw around what I put up.
Have you ever tried paint.net? It has layers.
No, because I'm afraid of the police.
Oh,
I have not tried
yeah,
paint.net.
you're right. The police might catch on that you've been using paint.net if you do.
Oh, whoops. I meant to mute my mic, not the speaker. I muted the speaker.
Oh yeah, we all
Very
heard.
helpful.
We all heard
Very
them
helpful.
cops coming for you.
But no, I have not heard of paint.net.
Go download it. Save your drawing and then go grab Paint.net. If it still exists. I don't know that it still exists. It might not exist anymore.
Demonboy.png.
Good night, TXT2. Have a good sleep.
Is parked free courtesy of GoDaddy.com.
Parked.
So,
No, the name of the software is Paint.net. Let me find it.
oh, no. I typed in paint.net and you go to getpaint.net to get it. Great. Okay. Paint.net is just about perfect. Lifehacker, June 2010. Impressive. PC World, top 100 products of 2007. It raises the quality bar. Jeff Atwood, coding horror.
Let's not talk
Coding
about
horror.
Jeff Atwood.
Huh?
Let's not talk about Jeff Atwood.
Okay.
He's okay. It's just irritating.
I don't know who he is, and now I do not have an interest to learn who he is.
He is a man who has opinions about programming on the internet.
Why would you ever do that? Why?
Because you've been around on the internet forever. And that's how people do.
Mm.
Okay, so I want like a really good green. Like a really, I don't know, gross, desaturated. Definitely trying some color theory. That's a lie. That's not what I wanted at all. That's more like it. Yes. Yes. It's all coming together.
You're just living that sicko life this entire stream.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Corey's art looks like the monitor is dim. Maybe it's your monitor. I'm not picking that bright, like, up here. Maybe I will.
Maybe Corey will add a monitor lizard to the picture. You don't know. My computer is processing Paint.net.
There. Now there's a spot.
It's a good spot.
And another one. There. There. Yeah, who knows what Corey will do next? No one knows.
You see here, this is a depiction of the scales of Ma'at and the weight of man's soul. On one side is the feather, and the other is his heart.
Are we talking about yours or mine?
Yours.
Whoop! Whoop! Whoop!
Weep whoop. Haven't heard that one before.
Oh, you don't know that one?
No. Oh, okay, which one of these is me? Which one's my desktop? I'm gonna refresh one of the OBS things to
Here,
adjust?
I can just hold on. I can help you with this. This wait. Come on. How do I video settings? No, no. Bam! Gone. I killed it.
I'm dead.
The remaining
oh, no.
one is your camera. I'm not sure that
select
helped at all.
Window. Close that. There we are.
You're back at it again.
Our boy is back at it again.
So now you've got a software thing that has layers.
Thank you for this lovely discovery.
Have fun
now
figuring it out.
Yeah. Oh no, my colors.
It should be mostly the same as Paint, but also different.
Oh, it has a history. Layers.
My heart has a history.
Hopefully not of disease.
Why do you say that?
No one wants a history of heart disease. Especially in their friends. Layer 2, you go there. How to use this program? What the? Why did from 2 clicks, it zoomed in like 2% and then 100%?
Kind of joy of discovery that we bring to the show.
That ain't doing anything. Color picker. Pick a color. Okay, well. That's weird. How to use paint.net. Clone stamp?
Yes.
I sure hope it does. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way, but then I had to finish. So I've definitely done something to this layer.
Yep.
How do more?
Well, I can't see your whole layout, so I can't see your like toolbar.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I'm clicking like paintbrush, and it's not.
Do you have a layer selected?
Uh, yeah. It's weird. So that's picking up. Huh. I don't know how, but your piece has both menacing and encouraging energy to it.
Smiley face.
Yeah, and the yellow on the right. But like it almost looks like this is the person coming late to the meeting for a production meeting,
Yeah.
and they have grand ideas and they are going to trample all over your production timeline.
That's the aura of menace that you're getting.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of trouble deciding what to do between the legs. Like, it's just a big ol' space.
Put a monitor lizard there.
You're right. You're right. I need to draw like a little tiny dog or a little animal. You're right. What color?
What color?
Yeah, I'm definitely starting with the yellow. All right. They've got legs, a little tail. Right. Uh, green, 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 green. Let's see what this does. It's not quite what I want.
It's not bad though.
Ruined forever.
Why is this flat out refusing to let me interact with it? That's so weird. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, good. I think the entire time I was drawing transparency.
Your color was transparent?
Yep. Don't know
Uh-huh.
why. Don't know why.
Perfect. Good work. So obviously, I need some brightness in my lovely flower over here.
That's the obvious course of action.
Slow and steady. Perfect. Onward. I should draw a house in the corner. That's what I should do.
Is it going to be futurist?
No. No. No, not even a little. Perfect.
I'm not going to lie, the different line thickness, there's a lot of movement towards that house as an outlier.
There. I fixed it.
You've given it added weight, which gives it a better rhythm with the rest of the piece, and it really ties it together, you know.
I should draw some clouds.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I think you've done a finished image. You've made art.
I still want to finish coloring a little bit. Just a little bit.
Why does it do that? Weird. Okay. Yep.
Yep, now it's done. Anyways, that was tweens. So let's move on to fish thing.
You made a real tween there.
I did. Group name, fish.
Un poisson.
3 poissons.
And through motion, you will distribute the poisson.
So, again, it's pattern repetition. This is like 3 Wolf Moon, we're talking. I'm gonna draw like 3 chunky fish that are more or less the same. Oh god, I'm gonna run out of room. Oh, maybe not. And then, colored them in. All the same color. They can all be bright cyan. So. Then I can go back and add plus more. That's that. This is the nothing, and that's that. So this goes below, but it's not in the folder. Put things in folder. Reorder layers.
Put your fish in a folder so that they are safe and correctly filed.
Yeah, and now I will just make some. I'm going to draw an extra fish that is a little different, and then I will draw the background.
Well, that's just unacceptable. It breaks the pattern. But now there's friction in the image. And that makes me think about it for longer.
Friction in the image. Wait, did I just... Yeah, sure. That fish is on its own layer by itself. That's how I meant to do that.
It's so counterculture, it's not even on the same layer, my dude.
tangents. Meh. I should just make these lines red. Then I don't have to think about stinky tangents. 'Cause there won't be any.
Well,
Won't be any.
have you covered tangents on Horse Club?
No.
Because you don't want to give them the time of day.
No, just because each... We haven't, like, run out of topics ever.
Fair. I mean, I am seeing 2 tangents there, but
Nope.
I
Nope.
mean,
Nope. You're,
oh no, 3 tangents.
You're
You're
lying to
right.
yourself.
Hmm. Coriander.
Hi.
What color would you say croissant magic is?
The magic of croissants?
Yeah, what color would you say it is?
Yellow or blue?
Yellow or blue?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I think I'll go for buttery yellow. If your butter is blue, there's a problem.
Okay. And now I'm going to color in the background. And again, there will be no tangents. None. Just picking arbitrary colors. Because I can.
Because if something is arbitrary, that means it can't have tangents.
Oh, this might be a fun idea. Yeah, middle strip all the same green. Look at that.
It adds a continuity to the image,
Yeah.
which creates a contrast where the middle, where all of the normal fish are, all of these similar fish are, they're all in the same current, but the counter current above and below it has a distinction that's developed with the different colors.
Alright, what should my last color be? Maybe a yellow again to balance the whole thing out.
Yeah, but make it like butterier.
Butterier? Just desaturate that a bit, or lighter, rather.
Depends on the type of butter. Like goat butter, I find is paler than cow butter.
I really gotta fish. I mean, fish that one fish. Really gotta fish the one fish. It's really bugging me. There we go.
brighter. Right now, I'm returning to a previous topic we've covered, circles.
Oh snap! I gotta see this.
I'm developing the croissant magic.
Magic.
Oh, those tangent, that's not allowed.
Now, I'll bring the smack down. Physical, actual violence. These are real threats, Matt.
My butter, you smacked it.
I smacked your butter. That's not what I. No, that's let's not say that. Let's not say that at all.
My butter, you creamed it.
Mm.
And see, I'm going to imply motion and add some dynamism to this by having the croissant butter magic imply a line down throughout the image.
Are you using, by any chance, rhythm and repetition?
Well, rhythm is the dancer after all, yes.
It's a dancer. And dancer.
I mean,
Everyone has their own rhythm, so it's...
I'm prioritizing it more than you, so for me, it's the dancer.
Math tangents and visual tangents are the same thing. Chat. I'm trying to get one over on me. Just enjoying my beautiful fish.
This isn't my beautiful fish. This isn't my beautiful house.
That feel when letting the days go by. Let the water hold me down.
You find yourself in a large pond.
Water flowing underground.
Letting the stream slip by.
Carry the water. Remove the water.
Carry the water, remove the remainder, and then derive the tangent.
Which I think is houses in motion, but it could be girlfriend. Girlfriend is better.
I don't know the lyrics well enough to know.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah.
I think we're actually at time for our second break.
Oh.
Oh, are you ready for this?
Yeah. I've applied my butter magic, and now it's time for a butter break.
How many sticks can you consume during the break? That's the challenge. We'll be right back. Welcome back to me and also to Matt. Here on Horse Club today, we're moving the eye
Yeah.
forcefully.
Here on Horse Club, where you may ask yourself, what's that stand for?
Nothing, really.
It
What?
stands for Men in Black. You know.
Galaxy's Defenders?
Yeah. I loved when that album came out. I think it's
But they won't let you remember.
yeah. God, Mouth Moods? Was that the third one?
Oh, with bees on it?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I love the...
That was a very good transition from one track to the next of that mashup with
Yeah.
once in a lifetime. I
Just
guess
like the Abbey Road medley. It's
Yeah.
just like it.
Yeah, yeah. God, I haven't listened to any of that music in like a year now. I don't know why. Lockdown happened, and I was like, I guess this is a non-mouth time.
Just a low mental energy time. Like, the
Yeah.
less your brain has to do, the better. So maybe look at some beige things and eat some saltines.
Is that what Ian's about? He's always just kind of trying to, conserve energy.
I've never asked. You know what kind of risk I would be taking on upon myself if I asked a question like that.
Yeah. You'd be making him think, and that would not be conserving energy. What are we talking about? Okay.
I like. Sorry, Contingent Cat just used a fine quote for any random quote that Ian said, and it's one from Ben. Is why do all noises that come out of Ian suck?
2020.
I remember
11,
that.
13. What stream was that?
I think it was like a Jackbox or something,
Oh, yeah.
and it was, I think, Ian sneezed or coughed or something, and it was just a
And it-
cacophony. Or
And just
he was opening some plastic or something. It was like a chip bag into the microphone. It was just an
okay.
awful cacophony.
And like as he is wont to do, he did that and it was fine, but then he just had to hit the bell directly into the microphone as well.
That's not a problem. His noise canceling stuff usually cuts it out.
Usually.
Yeah. You have no idea how much Slide Whistle y'all have missed because of his noise gating.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I did some fish, and our friend Matt here is working on a demon.
I've applied some butter magic. Now I'm going to go in and apply some more baked goods.
More baked goods.
More baked goods.
I had a lot of fun with these fish, and now these fish are going away. So now it's on to the next thing. I think the next thing on my list was the Sierpinski triangle thing, so I'm going to try and draw the triangle instead of just grabbing one off the internet. Although I could grab one off the internet. This is just...
You're going to show me how to accurately draw one?
Well, maybe. I mean, seeing you just give up made me wonder if I truly knew how the triangle thing worked.
Well,
I just assumed that I did.
I gave up because my stylist would not let me go any smaller. So, I mean, I believe in you and the power of your stylus and your artistic merit and your spirit.
Right.
Oh, you're actually doing straight lines.
Well, I figured I could use the tool that I've got to do things. I'm just dividing these side lines into kind of half, and then I'll try and... Oops.
What? You actually use the tools in the program that you're using?
Quite often I do.
Oh.
Then I divide this top one in half.
I don't even know what that life is, using all the features. I know they were put there, but like...
I mean, the tool you're using has this option where you make a mark and then you hit shift, and while you're holding down shift, you make another mark and it draws a straight line between them.
Yeah, but that seems like... I don't know. That's just too much forethought, and I'm operating no thoughts, head empty. That's why I developed no underskeleton.
Ah, got hollow bones.
Yeah.
So you see how I've subdivided the triangles into threes. And now I'm going to further subdivide the triangles into threes. But again, it's only the triangles that are like going up. Pointy top ones, not the pointy down ones. It's kind of an evens and odds pattern.
I mean, you could do it that way, or you could do it the way I did it, where
Which was just make a lot of triangles, yeah. But that's not the same triangle.
You mentioned a baguette earlier, so I'm going to draw something that's definitely a baguette and nothing else.
It's one of the more suspicious things you've said today.
And then once I'm done drawing this baguette, that is definitely a baguette and nothing else, and maybe a couple other baked goods, I'll apply butter magic to the baguette. And that's what I like to call additive art.
Additive art.
Yeah, I'm adding things.
Instead of subtractive art.
Yeah. Subtractive art uses negative space, which is just like, I don't know. You're overthinking it if you're doing that, you know? Just have fun. Just keep adding stuff. I know last time I was here, we talked about economy, but like, who cares about the economy? That's fake.
Fake news. Let's not talk about fake news. There we go.
Yeah, this is definitely a baguette and nothing else.
Oh god. That stroke shouldn't have gone way over there. Oh well! Happy little trees. No, I'm kidding. I'll erase it. There we go. Let's just go lighter. I'm doing subtractive art. There. Now you want to look at the light-colored triangle.
Yeah, you do want to look at the light-colored triangle.
It's magic.
Yeah.
I control the vertical and the horizontal. Do not adjust your picture. Please stand by. Actually, this might be funny if I added just like a bunch of horizontal lines in the background underneath.
And I mean, oh,
What?
now I want to look at the top one. But now it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone forever. I'm actually going to make the brush size smaller.
Triangles are kind of easy mode for creating motion in an image. Kind of. They just have inherent motion to them. You go from one angle to the other angle to the other angle.
That's because you like following lines.
Yeah. But like unlike a square, which technically has more lines. But humans are like, oh, those are the boring lines.
Look at how fast this triangle's going. Meow. It's going so fast.
I think you're building an image of a Sierpinski triangle space station that's going through warp speed in space.
Yeah,
So all the stars are warping into lines of light.
quite.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to make one of these triangles darker now.
Hmm.
Let's see, what's this? Yes, this is the one. This triangle. I choose you. Bam. A little darker. Oh, change the balance. Oh,
You're gonna make it crash.
oh no! Have I tried the motion blur filter? Which motion blur filter?
Does it add sparkles as well?
If I wanted to do a motion blur filter, I would duplicate a layer. And then, because it's kind of a fun thing to do. Filter, blur, motion blur. Yes, sideways, angle, and distance. There we go. Which way do I want this?
Probably left or right somehow to match the motion.
Yeah, probably. Meow. And then I would put that under a bunch of crap. And probably actually erase a side. Meow. I did it.
And see now, there is a tension between the light triangle and the dark triangle. Because the light triangle implies lightness on that side, and kind of like that is the nose of the motion. It's the head, it's leading, and the dark triangle's going behind. But the way the motion blur is applied, the dark triangle is leading. It's in the front of the triangle.
Right. Let's see. Let's continue on with what Angel's talking about. So if I like use a generator or render some noise. Noise. There we go. Add noise. Could not add noise because selected area is empty. Well then. There. Now it's not empty. Noise. Add noise. Please add a lot of noise. Just a lot of noise. Distribution. Nobody cares. Monochromatic. I could toggle that. But I like the color. So let's use the color. And then I would go in and do the same thing with the motion blur.
Oh.
And then probably just change the opacity a little bit. Just a teensy little bit until it kind of disappears.
And now that is the Sierpinski triangle data probe going light speed through the circuits of basically the in-between areas of reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the feel I get from this.
Oh, random trivia. Totally on to me. Yep. Static background behind a moving subject. Classic anime tropes. Oh, and then if I wanted to be real fun, I just added like a red triangle. Where's my triangles? Yes. All right. Which one of you is my victim?
The rhythm?
Rhythm is a victim. No, that doesn't work. I'm gonna do a big one. I'm just gonna do a big one. Ah, Corey, you've ruined it. No, that's a lie. There, it's perfect and beautiful.
Now it has even more menacing energy.
Yeah. Now it's just like kapop, kapam.
This is a triangle with places to be and people to kill.
Sierpinski, out to get you.
I'm just drawing bread.
Over here, the Yakitate Japan. It's the finals for the World Championships of Bread. And our bread demon. What's our bread demon's name?
Oh, damn. Didn't think to chat. What's our bread demon's name? I need good names. Well, there's a quote about bread. Pan,
Pam?
I mean.
No! Ah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Pan, the bread demon. Oh, Shoku.
Shoku.
Just because this is Japanese.
Yeah, yeah. Shoku, the bread demon.
Oh, Shoku Pan. It's got the goat horns and everything.
Pan Shoku lot. I don't know, I'm trying to make it work.
What's his main attack? What's like the big move that he does?
Probably summons some. Is it? No, brioche is just basically like a little.
Brioche is like a
Fun
white
thing.
bread.
What is the name of the thing? The sticks of very dry bread that you dip in coffee?
Biscotti.
Biscotti. Summons like a giant biscotti and just beats you to death with it.
Ah, yes. Brioche is enriched with butter.
Enriched with butter.
That's what they call it.
When you make a croissant, you enrich it for a very long time.
Alright. Now I've done an evil triangle. Everything's coming up, Corey. What now? The last thing on my list is level design, but that might be a little too hard to tackle.
Just make an easy level.
Oh, an easy level. Okay. Start with blue for sky. Right?
Shaped like a box, yes.
I see. You've done level design before. And then clouds. And, you know, if you're clever, you can just reuse the same cloud over and over again. But scale it slightly.
I mean, that's what Square Enix has been doing for years.
And then I need some ground. Which I guess I'll make dark, because it's like, oh, all up in the foreground. Kabam! Or maybe I should do some background and then make my foreground a bright color. But I guess I have to add like obstacles, which I guess I'll also make a bright color to stand out. Boop, 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 boop. These are things that I guess these are coin colored. These are coins now.
Is that how you do programming?
Yes. That's definitely it. Oh no. He's on to us. Quick, change the code.
I've made something. It looks like this, so that's what it is now.
And your point. Boop. Boop. And then okay, got that.
Earlier today, when I was reading up on movement, I kind of had the idea pass through my mind that like a lot of world famous, what you would think as fine art or like classical art,
Uh-huh.
a lot of it has good movement and motion to it. Like basically any of the old marble statues from like, you know, the Hellenistic era
All right.
or Rome or whatever, they have good motion to them, and that's why they're so captivating throughout the eons. Same with a lot of religious art too. They have a lot of motion built into their poses. They make them dynamic so that your eye travels throughout it, and you just kind of get enchanted by it. But that's not a hard, fast rule, because one of the most famous pieces of fine art in the world is the Mona Lisa.
Are you saying the Mona Lisa doesn't have variety?
The Mona Lisa is famous because it's a well-done portrait, but that's not the unique thing about it. It is famous because it is a portrait of a common woman, like not a blue-blooded woman, right? And people at that time did not do that. Common, everyday people did not get their portrait done. So it was like one of the first, like particularly famous pieces of art of a merchant's wife getting her portrait done. Like that's what makes it special.
Are you sure it isn't the juxtaposition between the focus of the subject and the different layers of the background, as well as her posture and where it draws your eye to?
I think it's a woman sitting there.
It's a woman sitting there. It's a very tiny woman.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bad color. How did that color get there?
I'm not saying it's a bad image, but it's not, I would say, a revolutionary image. It's a portrait. And it has a landscape painted behind it, which is off in the distance. So that's odd. It's not like her sitting in a reading room.
Right.
It's her sitting there, but, you know, all of Venice, whatever city's in the background, is just like sprawled out behind her in the distance.
Probably Florence.
Florence. Love her music.
But what's up with the machine, right?
Well oiled with all this butter magic. Did you know that sometimes you say things and you don't even know what you mean?
Are we talking about me, or is this about you now?
I'm talking about me because I am inherently egotistical.
I see. I see how it is.
Don't forget to stretch out your hand every once in a while.
I might.
Stretch out your hand or forget.
Yes.
I mean, I've created something.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm going to change the face at all. um, making any changes now would only diminish from it, at least for the face. Is this a painting about dropping the groceries? You know what, Rambe? This is the minor demon of dropping your croissant.
Whereas I've drawn a very easy level.
See, you have treasure and ambition, and that's what the gold blocks are symbolizing. But then you have the consequence of hubris, which is the deep pit.
Sucking
right
pit of
after it.
despair, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then your final reward, or maybe just a check mark, or
The problem is, in this political cartoon, I don't see the sickos.
it's they're down in the
They're down in the pit.
That's where the sickos go.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. There. I hope that's clear now.
Yeah, yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you left or right-handed?
Left-handed.
You're left-handed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you write your O's counterclockwise or clockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Okay. Because I have a little running theory that left-handed people,
Can't do it the other way.
they just tend to write it clockwise, and then right-handed people write it counterclockwise. Because, like, when I was learning, not calligraphy, cursive, we got to O's, and I was like, what is this BS? Why am I not just drawing a circle? I have to go up and then go all the way around and go back around.
Let's see, if I was doing cursive, it's been a long time. Yeah.
Duckos.
That's an S.
Yeah, it's an S.
Yeah, same thing. It's I just, you know. So counterclockwise.
That does look like a D, though.
Dickos. Okay. Okay. How do an S? How does an S go? It's like a. Let's do it this way then. Now you can't
Yeah.
say that it looks like a D.
Yeah.
What is that cursive? It's like we.
No, you had it right.
big.
It's just that, like,
But
you
the-
see how
the
that
D
could look like a D, right?
The D is different. D is totally different.
Excuse me.
I always hated
Now-
T's and J's.
Now this is looking like a middle school, just like scrap piece of paper, you know?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Draw a cool S. All right. Can I? I don't think I can do it all in like one. Oh God, I've already forgotten how to do it.
Well, I can tell you
no,
that
I did it. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, let's find a good color for this. Okay, purple. Purple's a good color. Let me show you. Cool S.
How does a capital G look? It's like a
Oh, I know.
thing.
Because
It's
my
been
last
it's
name.
been like 20 years since I've had to.
I may have done. There we are. Right?
Yeah, that's the cool too. Yeah.
I did
Cool
that part.
Z.
Yeah. Whoops. We got those Ziccos out there.
Can you write two separate circles to make an 8? Because of calculus and or like linear algebra and the way you add letters in as placeholders, I started trying to differentiate my letters a lot from my numbers,
Oh yeah.
especially like X and stuff. So yeah, I've done the make two circles that look like an 8.
Yeah. A cursive capital G is ridiculous. I don't know why they do it this way.
Yeah, it's
Like, what is
it's like
that?
a big wide. I don't know. If your capital G doesn't look at least like the recycling arrow, it's unreadable. Aw.
Enough of that G.
Ziccos.
We're talking about Ziccos.
Ah. Well, time to save my artwork. Bam.
Oh, yeah, I should do that too.
And I should thank some subs, which I've been ignoring all stream because I'm inconsistent, if anything. So, thank you to Jean-Jacques B for 32 months, Night Valiant 28 for 89 months, Turbo Emily for 4 months, Serpinski Triangle 70s rug.
That'd be good.
That'd be interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I can see it. Oh, no, it's not good. No,
No,
no, no. That's
You design a conversation pit, and the carpet in the middle is Serpinski triangles. Because the pit is a triangle.
But I'd rather have a hook rug of a cheese. I've seen one on Twitter. And then I saw a bigger one.
Ooh.
Anyways, Piper Lion, 63 months. Thank you. The Joe 743 for 30 months. Fuzz Bubbles for 27 months. Hi Horsebuds. Hi, Fuzzbubbles. Lady Abigail, 18 months, and Lady D Cat was gifted a sub by an anonymous gifter. Thank you for your generosity.
And you know what, Corey? Thank you
What?
for making this stream happen.
What? Well, thank you for coming up with our topic and for being here with me in my struggle to learn how to draw.
Yeah. And you know, I think I speak for both of us when I say we also thank all of you Ziccos out there for supporting us.
That's not going to be the name of our chat.
No matter how much you say yes.
Just add a little like overlay on top of my thing so that I can have a little window.
Yeah.
Schedule. Pulling up schedule. Looking at the week. It is Monday today. No Dice Friends. Tuesday. Got Minecraft in the morning. Doing third round of Going Under and Talking Simulator with me in the saddle.
How's it been going?
I'm winning.
Oh, good.
It was surprisingly easy to finish the task of running over a car with my car. It was nice and fun that way.
And you've been dealing with a minimum level of refurbished body pillows in that game?
I hope so. I mean, I am using a lot of secondhand body pillows, but only if better things are not available.
Secondhand. No, that's better than refurbished because at least it's more honest. It's more honest. Yeah.
And potentially, Let's Nope will be a return to Resident Evil Village if Adam can find a way back from the interior of BC, which is a little bit smoky.
Not his fault.
Not his fault. It was on fire before he got there, but
yeah.
Wednesdays crossing the streams, we're gonna jam some Valorant. It's me and the boys. I will be publicly playing a game that I don't really feel confident playing, but I have been practicing my first-person shooter skills with Destiny 2 and Orcs Must Die 3, which are not Valorant, which is the game that I should have been practicing.
Just remember, you're
fine.
better than I am.
I'm better than Matt. I'll think that. I'll have to say that constantly.
Yeah.
And I won't disambiguate between you and Wiggins, because
we're all the same person.
You're all the same
There's
person.
There's only one Matt.
Yeah. Just grab Silva before James. I tried to grab Silva during a practice match and was informed that it was already taken, so I can't even read the UI. Silva and Jet. Yeah. Anything else? Any interesting things? Friday Night Paper Fight is a 6-player Forgotten Realms draft.
Yeah.
You can check out loadingreadyrun.com/live for our schedule.
Yeah, and if you missed it, we will have, I believe, a VOD of Live, which we just did on Saturday.
Live did happen, yes.
On Saturday. That'll come out soon, and that does have food badminton, so among other things. So if you want to see that, go to our VODs channel.
Definitely look really closely at it and just rip it to shreds, because Matt did some editing and left in all the tangents because he wasn't even looking for tangents.
Yeah. It's just spot the difference, except there's no difference because there's only one image. Anyway, thank you, viewers, and thank you, Corey, and thank you, Matt. And thank you, stream.
Goodbye.
Good night, stream.
Good night, moon.
Yeah.
Good night, nobody. Too soon? No? Okay.